So when I was thinking of what my topic should be, I had no idea what it was going to be until that class period where we talked about what our topic should be. And Trey, the basketball player, he talked about how he wanted NCAA athletes to be paid. And this is an issue that I follow closely because I'm an NCAA athlete. And I believe that they should not be paid. And when he brought up they should be paid, I thought of all these counter arguments that I could think of as to why. So the first thing I want to ask you is, what do you consider a pro? The word pro is defined as good or better than normal. When you make a pros and cons list, the pros are the things that outweigh the cons, or things that are better than others, things that stick out. Professional athletes at the top stand out more than any other person in America, arguably. There are people, such as the president, that might stick out more, but everyone would know if LeBron James is walking down the street. If you love sports and you follow college sports, then this is an issue that you may have heard of or followed closely. My goal with this presentation is to guide you through the issues with paying NCAA athletes and the pros of keeping them unpaid. There are many reasons why the NCAA should not cave and start paying their athletes. I plan on discussing the economic impacts, the residual impacts, as well as offering a solution to this problem. And from my perspective, the problem with paying NCAA athletes is very simple. It's a two-sided, nowhere in the middle argument, sparking controversy between current NCAA athletes and current NBA players. Because NCAA athletes feel as if they're being treated unfair because they sell jerseys, they sell tickets, they make almost as much money as some pro teams do. However, this puts the NBA and the NFL and the MLB in a weird spot. NBA players have been the most vocal about something has to change within the NCAA. Guys like Donovan Mitchell and DeMarcus Cousins ripped the NCAA recently after Zion Williamson, 32 seconds into the game versus North Carolina, busted his shoe and is still hurt. Now, the Zion problem is the best example that I can think of as to why people might think they need to be paid, NCAA athletes. But Zion is one guy. He does sell a lot of tickets. He is a big commodity, but he is still an NCAA athlete. And that leads into my next point is this would be a horrible economic impact for the NCAA. The NCAA is very much a for-profit business. They essentially have all the athletes, all the greatest athletes that put on shows for them and make them money without having to pay them. So the economic impact of paying these athletes would be huge for the NCAA. I believe they should not be paid because you should be an NCAA athlete for the love of the sport. There are other options for guys like Zion, guys that are good enough to go straight from high school to the pros, like the G League, or you can go overseas and you can play basketball there. There are ways to get paid straight out of high school, but Zion chose to be an NCAA athlete because of the exposure that they offer. I believe that Zion himself really would like the exposure that the NCAA gets. You don't get the kind of fame from the G League or the minors or playing overseas. It just doesn't happen. The next problem lies within the way the youth views the NCAA, because it's changing. My brother is 12, and he dreams of playing college football. However, the other day he says to me, is the NCAA really a ripoff? Because he saw DeMarcus Cousins talk about it, and I'll show you that video now. Now, this video doesn't have any sound, but DeMarcus Cousins basically is saying that the NCAA is wrong for not paying the athletes. And DeMarcus Cousins is a very famous NBA player. He plays for the Warriors. He's had some injuries recently. But his impact on my brother is something I don't necessarily want to see. And that's why I think this issue needs to get solved. It hit me. The way that superstars talk about the NCAA really has an effect on the next generation as a whole. Kids from his age, 12, 13, like up and coming, are even considering if the NCAA is worth it because they're not just going to get paid. However, I feel like the NCAA is very worth it, and I feel like athletes should cherish their time as being a college athlete instead of using the NCAA as exposure, as using it for money. So you should truly cherish the opportunity. My third point is NCAA athletes are technically paid in experience, in scholarship money. Scholarship money is no joke. First of all, NCAA student athletes, students should come first. And when you're getting paid to go to school, like Zion is, that is a payment. You are not having to pay tuition to be there, in my opinion. So when guys are asking for extra money, I don't agree with it. With that being said, we've arrived at my favorite part of the speech, the solution. The best idea that I can sum is a high school player such as Zion should not be forced to go to college. As it is right now, you have to go play at least 1 year somewhere else because you can't enter the draft until you're 19. So a lot of guys do the one and done in the NCAA. My solution is to just eliminate the one and done, but for all sports. If you're good enough to go straight to the pros right out of high school, I feel like you should be able to. You should be able to go chase the money if you want it. I think college is a really good thing for people. It's a really good way to kind of go, grow up, your first time living away from home. However, if you want to just go straight to the pros, I think that's the best solution. Like I said earlier, there is other options for going straight to the pros. You can go live in Europe, play in Europe or in China or in Asia. However, the NCAA offers the most exposure for you in this country. Now we can see how implementing this change to how athletes can help make them become pros. The NCAA was never created to become what it has. It was never supposed to be a multi-billion-dollar business. However, guys, special talents like Zion and others out there make it. It's not like the idea of having kids go straight from high school to the pros hasn't worked before. You guys like LeBron and Kobe, they went straight out of high school. They did not go to college. I hope that this could be in effect by the time I graduate from college. And obviously, the guys that will be paid or should be paid are only guys like Zion or guys like LeBron if he went to college. I'm not asking to be paid myself. We don't make money. It's just for guys at the top. And that's the other thing. NCAA, they say that they want all their athletes to be on the same playing field. And that's a big part of the NCAA is their amateurism. My goal is to see the NBA go from 19 to 18 within the next couple of years, and I want to see the NFL follow in their same footsteps with a similar program in the years to follow. I know I've presented a lot of info, but I do hope that I was able to sway you more to my side of the argument. It is a hot topic if you follow college sports. The issue may seem simple at first, and it may seem simple. However, there is a much deeper rooted issue along with NCAA athletes being paid, and I hope that I was able to sway you to my side.